Hello everyone and welcome to hopefully the next to last video of this autumn speed build, because otherwise this autumn park will be finished in spring, in the spring, which is kind of ridiculous. And today I'm going to show you what I started doing with the part that used to be the horror park that I deleted in, I think, the last episode. But first of all, I need to say I'm fully aware and really sorry that you had to wait this long for the next video. I have been away last week visiting a friend, and then I got into this, I don't know, funk where I got really subconscious and started questioning myself and stuff. I sometimes get this way, and today I chose to not give a frick, I guess I should say. And start talking to you again. And I just wanted to say that I really appreciate all the comments you give, and you write all this awesome stuff, and I'm really, really thankful about all your comments, because you guys are so nice. And but I think I just have to say this. I get a lot of, you are the next Evolution Square, or your builds are rivaling Evolution Square and stuff. And I just have to say, this is such a big compliment. But on the other hand, I feel like every time I read something like this, I'm like, oh no, but I don't wanna. I mean, I am such a fan of her, and I think she still gives me so much inspiration. There are so many things that I built because she made a video about it. So you guys, come on. This isn't a contest. I appreciate this so much, and I feel very honored, but let's keep it real. She is the master of this game, okay? At least when it comes to building sandbox parks, because we know how little she knows about the mechanics of this game. But it's okay, it's the part of the fun, right? So, and actually, this is a part of why I get so subconscious, because what I'm showing you today is something that she did first. And sometimes I feel like a ripoff if I just do the same thing as she did. And it wasn't my idea, it was hers, okay? So this is just my take on it, and I am building a lagoon section with the Kronosaurus. The big one is for the Kronosaurus, and the other one is for, I guess, my favorite marine reptile, the Styxosaurus. And because they have this beautiful bioluminescent skins, I decided to add a Bioluminescent Parasaurolophus exhibit just in front of it. And this is something that I saw on her channel, and I decided I wanted to do this too. So all the credits go to her, really. Please. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Okay, but here we go. This is, by the way, the part that I kept on looking for when editing the last video, when I placed this monorail. But I couldn't find it for some reason. Here it is. This is the monorail that leads to the Innovation Center Plaza. And I'm trying to align it so that none of the pillars would disappear here also, which turned out to be a little bit of a challenge. And I wanted to give the people a look into the worker section in the back, from the monorail, but to just lay the tracks so they don't obstruct the view or create strange backdrops to exhibits and stuff. So, but I think it turned out quite nice. Now, this here in the next to the entry section was where the tour to the horror park started, and I decided to build a little petting zoo there, which you're going to see later, and this zip line that goes right over the shark feeder, because I thought this would be a thrilling experience to take a ride just over the lagoon with the Kronosaurs in it. And if you're lucky, quote unquote, they just jump to feed on the sharks while you're riding on top of them. Fantastic. Here I'm fiddling a little bit with the path. I was, with the Innovation Plaza, I introduced the gray path. This aviary is something for the next episode and hopefully the last one. I started introducing the gray path because of these gyrosphere bridges. They are always gray, so I thought maybe introduce it to, lead the path to some viewing opportunities for the dinosaurs. So yeah, I tried to use it in this way. And here I'm adding worker paths. Backstage paths for our workers and little worker sections next to the hatcheries of the lagoons. Because, well, as I said before, in this worker area, I wanted to include little spaces where people would get trained and educated on how to take care of the dinosaurs and reptiles and learn everything there is to learn about them. So I included a few seating sections for the staff to observe them and take notes, and like little outdoor classrooms, so to say. But I guess this is coming up later. Here I just laid down the path and played a little with the lagoon decorations. Actually, I have to say I tried decorating the Styxosaurus lagoon with the lagoon decorations, and when I was done, I felt like it did absolutely nothing, so I deleted it all and didn't put it in this video because it is already long enough. So all I did was actually decorating the Parasaurolophus exhibit with lots of lights because I wanted to make it feel like a little fairy tale. Yeah, like something magical. And for some reason, I had in mind that they had these blue and pink tones when they give off their bioluminescent glow. But I was wrong. But then I decided that I really liked this color combination and kept it like this. Here I'm hiding the walls. And this is where I'm creating these backstage passes for the rangers, and there was this ranger truck just driving by, and I was like, wait a second, what's happening here? And then I realized that to fill up the lagoon feeders, they apparently don't work with drones, even though they have the drones, but they actually drive to the place they are situated, the feeders. And this is something I didn't have in mind, and it annoyed me a lot. So I had to do a few arrangements to keep that from happening. Here I'm jumping back to the entry section where I am about to build the petting zoo, and back to the Parasaurolophus again. I'm creating a little platform from where the people can have a look into the exhibit. And what I'm doing here, lately I started mixing up the decorations. I sort of feel that it looks like unintentional or not real if you line a path with just the same planter again and again and again without any lights in between them, or I don't know, something to break this monotony up. And here, by the way, I am changing the worker path so the rangers don't have to drive through the guests. And I rearranged the position of the second shark feeder, but then I thought I actually placed the shark feeders where I put them because I wanted the people in the viewing stands to be able to experience the Kronosaurus jumping up, and ended up by deleting it and replacing it by just a fish feeder. And there's the goat again. Lots of fountains. Now, had I already known about the idea of my floating marine reptile holograms. I guess I would have decorated this plaza a little differently, but I didn't. This is way in the past, this recording, and so I just went with the fountains because water. Lots of fountains in this section. And I also changed the lighting theme. I went for a light blue, which I guess I'm going to change back later. I don't know. Just stay with me and you will see what happens. So yeah, anyhow, what was I going to say? I was going to talk about something. Here I'm adding a little seating section on sand. Just to break it up a little, do something different from every now and again. There, I'm adding a little seating section next to the lagoon. Now, I know the people probably can't look over the fencing there, but I just pretend. Yeah, I was talking about the planters. That I discovered that I don't like to line my paths just with one planter. And I started to break the patterns of the path lining with lights and alternating between several decoration pieces. I just think it looks more real and natural how a real person would decorate something like a park like this. And anyhow, this is one of these working sections next to the lagoon hatchery that I was talking about. They, of course, will need some supplies to feed the animals, to take care of them. And some of those decoration pieces fit really nicely into those little nooks that the hatchery has. And I add tables and chairs, mostly those with the parasol that is closed, so that it looks less pristine, I'd say. Like we use this when we need it, and it doesn't have to look pretty or anything. This is just a working staff area. And this right here is the beginning of the petting zoo that I included. And I tried a few buildings. I wanted to include buildings where, you can get the food, so you can feed the dinosaurs that are going to live there. And I don't know, I decided on the Jurassic Park era restroom because it looks like a little theme park building. And I added a Jurassic Park hotel and those electricity poles and the aviary, the flying reptile perches, but they are meant to be like a playground for the little children that like to come here. So the hotel is actually not a hotel, but is something where you can climb on ropes and ladders and stuff, and the electricity poles also. They are meant to be like a little slide or I guess a zip line. Even though we have a zip line now, it's a different zip line. Okay. Yeah, and those perches too, I wanted them to be some sort of playground item. I don't know what you would call this. And this petting zoo is also like a two-way station to this lagoon section. You can either take the monorail or the zip line that is going over the shark feeder, which I like. I guess most parents would probably ride the monorail and meet up with their kids after they went on the zip line, because they all end up at the same plaza, which is why I designed the plaza like this, the Lagoon Plaza, that you have the monorail station on one side and the zip line directly opposite, so you can find each other again if you decide to take a different ride. And here I'm introducing the dinosaurs, of course, Homalocephali, I think Nodosaurus, and who else? Dryosaurus, yes. And I'm adding plants so they can have something to eat, and lining this fence with the planters. And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. I'm alternating between the two types of planters because I think this looks more purposeful, you know? Like someone did actually think about this. Because repeating the same planter over and over again, it gets so monotonous, and you start to see that it's just the same thing over and over again, and the vegetation keeps the same and everything. Yeah. But back to the Parasaurolophus. Sorry, I'm jumping from one place to the other, but that's just how I build, and I guess I will just have to live with it. I tried a few things with the decorations of this exhibit. I wanted, as I said, I wanted it to be a little magical and try to introduce different ways of illuminating it at night in these lovely colors that the paras bring to the world. So I added these fountains in front of this little seating section platform, and biosyn lights, and I recolored them. And I have to say, I edited a lot of footage out here because when it comes to the decoration of the exhibit itself, I tried so many things. I added paths and I added different fountains and all kinds of stuff, and nothing turned out the way that I had hoped. So I just basically fell back on my illuminated rocks because, well, I was trying to create a magical environment, and all of these fountains and paths and lights, they have nothing magical about them. They are just basic decoration pieces, and it didn't feel like this was a special place, you know? It's just a fountain that someone put in an exhibit. But I wanted something that felt otherworldly, like, magical, fairy tale-like. And I felt that these glowing rocks were the closest I could get to this feel that I wanted to evoke in the viewers. Yeah, and I'm actually pretty glad that this idea also works in a different context than this lava exhibit style that I had used it first with. So I guess this is something that I'm going to do more often, at least when I want to give an exhibit or a part of the park a fantastic feel about, this otherworldly, alien-esque magical ambiance. So adding a lot of lights, just checking the view if everything's all right, and this is basically just a montage of a lot of rock and light placing. So what can I say? What else can I say? Maybe something that you're about to expect from me in the future. As I said, I plan on doing one more episode of this, then a park tour. Maybe I don't know. I have started building a winter park. I hope that I'm going to be able to show it to you before the winter is over. Which I'm quite excited about. It's a little different than what I usually do, but I guess you will see what I mean by that. And then, of course, I have to absolutely start building this dinosaur reserve that I wanted to build with you guys. So really stay tuned there. I have so much footage already that I just have to edit and do voiceovers for. And as I said, I was a little in a funky mood and not in the mood to do voiceovers because sometimes, I guess you know how it is, sometimes you question yourself and you don't really know if if what you do is what you should do, and if it matters to anyone, but apparently it does. I mean, you guys and your comments just really show me that you like what I'm doing, and I'm really glad. I'm really thankful and loving and everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I think this is finally the last bit of light editing and creating wonderful illuminated rocks. Yeah, there you go. This is the final exhibit, how it looks. Fantastic. Yes, checking all the views. Fine. Miri is satisfied. And I didn't want those trees. I don't even know why I tried to reintroduce them. I guess because I wanted the parrots to have some food. Yeah, and oh my God, this video is already 23 minutes long. So I guess there isn't much more to say. I edited out a few bits where I did basically the same thing over and over again, which is placing decorations, lining paths with the light, with lights and stuff. So maybe if you guys are interested in watching me placing planters all over the place, then tell me and I can maybe make a small bonus episode that concludes this park build with all the decorations I have been placing. But I'm trying to show you the most interesting parts and leave the rest out, because you're going to see the full glory of this park and all the decorations I placed in the park tour anyway. And I'm leaving the rest for the last episode, in which I'm going to build and decorate the 2 aviaries that are going to be in this section too. So it's 2 lagoons, 2 aviaries, and that's it. Yeah. That's pretty much all there is to say about this build. Here I tried a few things with the decorations. I thought, let's replace the planters with, fountains, because we are in this lagoon section, and let's introduce even more water. I wanted to place these viewing towers, but I couldn't get it under the zip line, so I added seating again with a little bit of gray path and a smaller fountain. La 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 la, fountains, fountains. And I guess that's it. I'm not going to give you a lot of glamour shots, just a zip line ride that I took at the most opportune moment, and I actually got scared a little when this thing jumped up. So my idea worked. It's quite an experience. Anyhow, there you go. This is the plaza that I'm going to decorate even more in the last bit of this speed building series. Wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video. What's going on with this guy? Is it eating? Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I will see you next time. I'm trying to... Yeah, okay. It just ate air. Nice. And I'm trying to bring you the next video much quicker. You won't have to wait this long again. I promise. If you like this, please leave a like. Consider subscribing, please. And thanks for all your wonderful comments. I appreciate them a lot. See you next time. Have a good time. Bye.